Hi. Hello. Hi. Here we are again. I'm leaving it on again. So if there's interference, the delay, Gerald, hi, Blazer. Delay was that pop up of the downloads, the memory, the recording. So I didn't delete a lot of those extra recordings yet. So I wonder if this will affect the stream. However, I also know I have a time limit because I'm going to jump over to yours, Gerald, right before you're ready. Help moderate your channel. And we do have a power warning and we have an electric guy on his way over. So should there be an interruption, I at least wanted to jump on for a bit. There will be no live tonight with Lawrence. He is safe and sound. He's south Bay kind of. I'm far north. Oh, it's already interrupting the stream. You see that? Oh, wow. Okay. Bummer. Well, this is what happens. So it's already wonky. Shoot. I think this is less about those downloads, Garrel, as it is the area. The wind's kicked up a lot. Are they a lot? We have a warning of another shutdown in our area. We're not near. Okay, good. Hi, Aaron. Good. Good to know. I'm moving really slow. I don't want to trigger anything, which is hard for me to do. Yeah. So most of the area were given warnings of the power outage again because the wind is totally kicking up. Again, I do have notification that I will be going into work tomorrow. I'm going to the learning center. So whatever, I've already had messages from some families, a lot of families that are not going to be able to make it. Understandable. But we are going to be there to hold space for those who are available, and especially for those children displaced. I will be taking in some new kids from those schools that were burned down that have the same philosophies we have. So we'll be welcoming the new. I'm going to hold a sacred council. I know, Blazer, it keeps freezing. I'm trying not to. Hi, Aaron. I see another Aaron. Good to see you, hon. I'm doing my best not to freak out, move around, and talk with my hands like I usually do, this is hard. Maybe holding this tea will help. And I do think it's less about my StreamYard because I still have 10 GB there, right, girl? That should be enough. One thought at a time. So going in tomorrow, I have my stuff all in front of me here. It's so funny. You can put the best, what you think is going to be the best day together, as far as being a conscious educator, but it just depends about the energy that's received and how everything is when we get there. So my goal is, I'll be there a little earlier. I'm going to set up our sacred council area and have that sacred space to talk. We're going to do a lot of art, a lot of work with our hands, a lot of therapy in that sense. Hi, Andy D Codes. Hi. I'm a little smaller movement today. I'm just trying to keep from freezing again. Giant is right here. So I'm going to get the heads up if the electrician comes. So there were a few thoughts I had wanted to share regarding current events and, of course, this other kick up. I know a lot had seen, and of course, I'm not regarding some community here. My little burst of synapses, was it yesterday? The day before, it was like, come on, people, practice what you preach. We know, so I'm talking about the figureheads out there. Pay money so you can learn this thing of meditation, or pay to play. Not just them. Anybody who does the work of putting your thoughts and your energies. Now, I used to make fun of the thoughts and prayers things forever. I had memes about them and all that stuff. And then having done that, as a collective, especially with children, you can put that energy together and create something safe. I mean, I'm not surprised our whole little area up here is still safe. Just saying. So I'm just kind of hands down. I know. I'm just trying to say, be careful where your thoughts go, because we all know that thoughts become things. And we also know how loosh bombs work. So watch the loosh bombs, peeps. Hi, Roger Blair. Very good to see you. Thank you, Roger Blair. Thank you for that. So I also got messages of, why aren't you out there? Why aren't you streaming in the middle of the action? Like, show where it is. I go, because I'm not single. I have a family and we've set ourselves up so we are a safe haven. Like I was sharing last time, it's not easy to come up here though, because you might not get back down. So for us, why would I leave where all my resources are, where my family is, and where we still have, fortunately, right now, power and all that we need. Plus, I have a giant with shotguns, guns, generators, walkie talkies, the can do giant. Why would I leave? But I will be on the road on my own. Well, not on my own, but I'll be at the learning center tomorrow. That's a half hour from home. I'll be down and pass through the bottleneck around some areas that are affected. What I'm freezing, what keeps me going with that is my kids are going to be with me. So, and I'm taking some of the go bag material with us. Stuff that you always have. If you're a true Californian, you always got your shit packed. Just saying. On that note, I don't believe what's going around. I know Trump had a thing to say about it, but I'm not believing the warnings of the quakes right now. More so, I don't want to put my intention there. We're always prepared. But also, I get all the apps. I'm connected to all those things, and I don't see a peep. We are, correct me if I'm wrong, connected to the scanners. We have a first responder neighborhood, and our neighborhood groups online, we are getting the scanners, where the warnings are, where the calls are. That's police and fire. Um, they have their finger on the pulse quake wise as well. So I'm just kind of saying, I'm not um, putting my all in that, and I'm certainly not putting a warning to anybody. Um, I notice these patterns, and like being surrounded by fires before multiple times in the 25 years here in LA, the patterns of the generating of loosh, and the patterns of these waves of misery. And what would happen if comms go down and no one has access to these what ifs? What happens then? Don't we all just drop in the heart and just wish everything to be well? Maybe if we just try that for a second, because the comms are killing us at this point. Um, so, what was my other bit I wanted to share? Not to be the Debbie Downer here. I'm not trying to be the Debbie Downer nor dispel a damn thing. I'm just offering my 2 cents. That's what lives are. Hi, Daryl. I see you there. Hi, Daryl. Thanks for joining here. Sandy Songjoy, I'm so sorry. I think I posted for you, but I don't think we had power on your birthday. I want to send you a little song myself. So happy belated birthday to our dear friend here, Sandy Songjoy. I know it was this week, so just sending you lots of love. I do have a little mini update on which those who push I just have a mini update on that State Farm thing. So like my last live, hearing outright, there was no one had taken it away from us. Prices didn't go up. None of that happened before. And we are in a fire zone. But just like what happened at my learning center, and Jane got a flowery talk text for me when I hang out in the garage going, oh my God, I put it together. It was our learning center over about a month ago. And we came back from Thanksgiving, I think it was. And we were like, what happened to our property? Especially where I had my outdoor classroom last year. It was all the brush was ripped out, and it was healthy. And it was our little tunnel walk, to the classroom. Beautiful, beautiful, old foliage, trees, bushes, sage, the works all ripped out. We were heartbroken. Every time the class walks by that whole area to get to our backfield, we'll be like, why'd they do that? We finally found out it was the ordinance saying you have this many days to comply, whether it's 100 feet around your building, whether it's not just building, it's homeowners too. You had a month, however much notice to clear the brush around your house, or you're at risk of losing your protection. And there were, that was looked after and checked upon, and people, that's how the 70,000 out of 14 million lost their insurances. They did not comply, and they were in areas where the brush was touching the house. So this whole learning center cleared it all out around them. We don't have a problem. We have an HOA. However, we also those can be found. Those documents can be found online. What people received, emails and paper copies of, hey, listen, you got to comply with this, or you're at risk. It's horrible. It's all horrible. It's all horrible. But there are backstories to a lot of things. I know, Daryl and Carol, that rhymes. I know, Blazer's got the best humor. We need some humor, Blazer. What was my other little Debbie Downer? I don't know. It'll come to me. So with our power that we've had, do it like Blazer. I'm doing good. I'm really not talking with my hands. I'm like, I'm just gonna talk right here. People probably think I'm paralyzed if they're tuning in for the first time because I am a talker with my hands. I am in that state of which way do we go? What do we do? Where do we go? Knowing that we're open, a learning center with children coming should give some sense of relief to anyone that comes across as saying, okay, if they feel that we're safe enough to do that, then there's progress. I know we are sandwiched between two major fires at our learning center, not the Palisades one. And there is more containment. I think Eaton is up to almost 30%, and it's not residential anymore. So there's positives, there's some hope, there's some optimism there. But I know they would not open the doors or ask children to come if they don't deem it safe. The fact, though, that the winds are kicking in, and those are our warnings that the winds are kicking in, we have shared with the families directly, use your own discretion. If you feel it is not appropriate to come in, please don't. But I am safe and sound. I'm strong. I'm prepared. And honestly, that's the mission. I'm not fleeing. I need to step in and I need to hold these children close, not just mine, but all these others that are under my care. And now new ones that are coming from really traumatic scenarios. So I'm going in, folks. We are going to be cautious about the air quality, hence me setting up my room for Sacred Council inside. I don't know if we're going to be able to be out in this gorgeous backfield. What we have prepared, if we are for lunch recess, I asked, we do all picnic, but I go, can we do it together? Because we're usually in our little pockets of classes. And I go, can we just be together? And the older kids, really be there for the little kids and vice versa. Just want everyone to be seen and heard and supported. And that's what community is about. So we're going to really just do that community thing tomorrow. Spread the support around. Oh, hi, Erin Moriarty. Hi, Erin. How are you, sweetheart? Oh, I think my hair's in my face. Sorry, guys. It's growing long. Tell the kids to bring their super soakers to keep the fire away. Absolutely. No guns at school, Erin. Yes, totally. Oh, hi, Angelica. Nice to see you. Hello from South Carolina. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you. Oh, Blazer had a DeLorean once, but only used it time to time. Blazer for the win, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I'm jumping thoughts, but I just want to say community build, incredibly important during times like these. You know who to trust, you know who you can check in on. And these peeps who are showing up for me today here now, but also in support and community, they check in on the back channels. We talk offline. Blazer even, I'm like, I'm almost ready. Like, Blazer gave us the warning the other night of like, did you know the pipeline went down? You guys got to get some gas. He's up in Montana, and I'm like, Giant, we gotta go. So we both topped off and did that, and as prices grow. But just that's community. That's community. And waking up, and my dear sweet Carol and Jane are like, just to not to freak you out, but just to tell you this is what we're hearing, and this looks like what it's brewing. Keep it in your back pocket. And so you dive in and research. Well, that is the community build. I so appreciate it, you guys. I thank you so much for growing with me and supporting. And I know that you can count on me as well. And that's kind of like my big care share of the day. Thank you. Now, if you ready for a snarky bit, Blazer? Is it time I get a little snarky? Should we throw in a snarky just to show that I'm still human? Because in that same breath, vibe with your tribe. Absolutely. In that same breath, I have to say it's so painfully obvious who could give two shits. Not just who cannot give two shits about, what's going on, because they're just using it as an opportunity to like go, here's my microphone. There goes my views and my likes and my pay to play account. But they give two shits. I mean, personally, I noticed that for my 50th birthday. So it's become a year of changing my schedule, realizing I'm going to save a lot of money, because what you do when you support and you gather and some things come with a lot of price, travel, airfare, all these things. I want to be surrounded by people that care, and they're not just doing it on the screen, but they care. They're reaching out, they're checking in, and not just me, and how they're looking at Callie. It makes a difference. That's not that snarky. Yeah, I should get a little more snarky. I see you, Carol. If you're saying it, I'm better. Hi, Elena. Yes, I am. I'm above it all. I'm in LA County, but we're in a bottleneck above a different valley, and we're all on alert. Power's about to go out again. Um, but you never know. The fire zone I'm in is one notorious for fires, but we thankfully have lakes nearby, and we are not in a super heavily concentrated area like West Hollywood, Hollywood. Even Palisades. Palisades, it's stopping, isn't it? It's not. It hasn't gone into Santa Monica. I know it's gotten over, I think, almost to the 405, but anyway, okay, 3 bits. I think I'm rolling with stuff and I missed something. Sorry about that. How are you, Elena? Nice to see you. Hello from across the pond. Yes, we're still doing okay. I have a mission of protecting these kids right now, so I'm going into the learning center to check on them, and depending upon the air quality will probably depend on how long we stay there. Problems happen when you're not snarky. You're right. Snarky in the morning, snarky at night. Every time you're snarky, you feel all right. I got to get it out, right? Thank you, Elena. It absolutely is. Not only is it's devastating, it's not over. I think we're at the halfway point from what it sounds like from what's coming in next. It sounds like the halfway point. So no, we didn't paint the roof blue, Flicks Love. There's a picture going around. Aaron, I was going to ask you about that. You had it. I think that's an AI one, just so you know. That looked like an AI generated one. Because from what I know, there isn't one blue roof in all of Palisades. And that's from a lot of people who do just the helicopter tours and, hang gliders. None of us have seen those there. Thank you. Thank you, Angelica. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. The scenario will be a lot different if I didn't have a giant and if we didn't live where we were. Oh, yeah. Let me just here's some little optimism and some high vibes here. So it'll be 3 years in March, but um, just before that, so just before 3 years ago, so 2.5 years ago, whatever it was, we're living in the valley. I lived in the valley 22 years, and the giant came in our life in 2018, 2019 officially. And he was looking up here, wanted to look at houses up here. I'm like, it's too far. No, I have to be in the middle of the action. Moved from Chicago to LA, city sounds. These children were born and raised in that sense. He's like, no, his eyes were on the prize. He knew the neighborhood, he knew the house. And we looked for a little while, and then it just so happened and things lined up well for us. We just hit it at the right time. We moved up here March 2022. So it'll be 3 years in March. And it's just kind of like divinely timed because like I said, the house I was in before, it was a rental, middle of the valley, where Giant moved in with us, middle of the valley. But I have been through hell like this. The Pasadena fire, Malibu fire, 405, Silmar. It happened before in 2000, end of 2017, and then we were surrounded. I talked all last time about this, the Mad Max skies and everything. So I don't want to be stuck like that. So it feels really calming on the nervous system. Thank you, Giant. He rolls his eyes at me. Feels very calm on the nervous system to be safe like this. Now, at any moment, a fire could happen anywhere. As we know, California, it's all the brush, it's sage, it's dried out. We haven't had any water for months. This is a super dry winter. Winky wink, we know what that's all about. But I can't help but think, damn, thank gosh, we're up here and we're here. So thank you. Everybody giving love to each other. Thank you for that. Stop painting the roses red and paint the roof blue. Yes. Hey, I'm in alignment with that. I saw the Lahaina. I get it. I definitely get it. I also think there was a photo floating around with the blue car. That's generated. We came to find out that wasn't that blue car. Oh, is that the picture? There's a picture, maybe it was in downtown Palisades with some of the blue car standing. The black blue car came in after the fact to take pictures. It just so happened to be a blue car. I know I'm just Debbie Downer and all over the place. All right. Well, at least the thing caught up. I can start talking my hand blazer a little bit. Something that we've been doing a little bit more with the power. You giving up? Am I annoying? Just kidding. There's been some boob tube. I watch reality show. That has replaced my daily wine habit. It is now checking out and zoning out to really stupid reality shows, which I love. There's some that I really it's just my thing just to chill out to. So when those ran out, I didn't have any to watch. I started jumping around a little bit. And I noticed a really sick trend. Now, here's a little conspiracy nugget to throw on the table. Let's see how this gets passed around. Yes, we took that from Bauer. Um, sacrifices. Sacrificing. Was a theme in like 4 reality shows that I just like was skimming in. I know Beast Games was one. That's a big one. It's all about who sacrifices themselves for the betterment of the other. It's literally a term used in a few other ones. Oh, Traitors, that's out, which it seems so well done, but it's just a little donkeys and it's just crazy in your face. And the B schemes have been triggering me. Now I got the kids and I did that together, but I did binge Squid at one point, Squid Games. So I get the premise of that idea of the TV show. And then they made the game show out of it. And now they have this Beast Games for Mr. Beast, the gazillionaire dollar dude that's super duper followers in the works. I can't help it. Spidey senses are like, what the actual F? It just feels very nefarious. And I know that we had this rabbit hole maybe this last year about one of the players on Mr. Beast. I don't want them to hear me because they know I hate me talking about Mr. Beast, that his work with Disney. However, the way this game is set up, I'm just like, come on. And the emotions and the trauma and the drama. It's not like a reality TV eat a slug and jump over this campfire. It's like kind of insane stuff, and it doesn't seem exactly what's needed on this planet at this time. So those doing the green lighting of the shows on Amazon and Netflix, and those shows, we know who you work for. If you could just slow your roll, let's get back to some of the fun stuff. I mean, even Survivor, at least they're just surviving against themselves. Now it's literally like the word sacrifice is said like every other paragraph. Oh, is it? Yes, it is. Was your old neighborhood hit by the wildfires? No, Garrel, it was not. It's well, not that one. So where I've been since I had moved there, other than where we are right now, Encino is what I moved into, then Valley Village, and then North Hollywood, which it was funny. Our address was North Hollywood, but like stretched my arm out, and that's Burbank. And then back to Van Nuys Lake Balboa. The address was both. We were by Van Nuys Airport, which I think Brown Dwarf used to live up there, or was his brother. So no, but surrounded, yes. And it's very city. So really, it could be hit at any time. But any fires that are coming from the surrounding mountain range, I would have had a hard time getting to us because there's so much city and other people to get to. So, but the air quality is just as maddening in some areas. It's intolerable, really. Oh, a theme in church today was the sacrifice goat or the scapegoat. Interesting. That's really interesting. Something that, we only got 2 days in last week and then we closed down and we were back to school from the holidays. I'm starting my Norse block, Norse mythology. And mythology is really important with our learning center, our homeschool enrichment center, and our curriculum because it's teaching stories that are passed down and they involve morals, and personalities, and they're developmentally according to the age development of the child. It's the land of the fairies and the elves and the sweet things when they're very, very little. And then like last year it was into like Old Testament kind of, and we're not teaching the religious stuff. I'm storytelling like I tell stories here. It just happens to have these themes because it's about you are not just this flying about thing on the planet, everything's coming to you like Adam and Eve, everything's great. You're in survival mode. Last year was survival mode. Can we build a shelter? Can we forage for food? Can we take care of ourselves, really? And this is the year that they've separated themselves from the world and the ego comes in. This is the 9-10 years and old, and the ego's present. So You have a choice of choosing light versus dark. This is the themes. And we have, of course, the gods and goddesses. We have the tree of life. We have the different realms. And the elves come in again, the giants. This all comes in. But it is a morality compass. All these stories are about your morals and your compass and the choices you have and why we make the choices we make. So we kicked that off last week and then we had to close down. So coming back tomorrow, I'm not so much going to jump into my curriculum as I am really more, I'm just going to say the word kumbaya, but it is going to be more of holding space. We are going to have talking crystals, pass the crystal so you can speak. We're going to console a lot of children that are going to need to be consoled, because I think some of the ones, especially the ones with the, like my student with the fire and those who have been displaced, the children need a sense of normalcy and they need rhythm. There's traumas surrounding them, but they do need a rhythmic day. All children really do. And so I do intend of, why did I bring up all the mythology though? There was a point. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it too much, although what I was reading into with some of these gods and goddesses, it's going to flow through the week. Once I do start hitting it again, it's kind of going to be perfect, divinely timed with what we're going through, because you have to dig deep. There's some surrender, but it's really powering through. I hear we never get air traffic over here, but the helicopters go to the lake for water. Oh no, that's a plane, I think. You never usually hear anything. I don't know if you can hear it. Lushing through your delta waves. Yep. Boom. I like that too, Blazer. Hi, Peaceful Penguin. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in here. Tell them about the California Giants, the Catalina Giants. Ooh, Garrel for the win again. Well, they call my giant the giant too. A couple of them met him last year. And I did tell him it'd be great during this Norse block if he just surprises us one day. And we're like, oh. I remember that. Okay, the Catalina Giants. Thank you. Thank you, Garrel. Gotta write that down. Because when I story tell, I do relate it to present day. Super sweet. So there was one other, there's a few snarky bits. How far should I go? Aaron, if you're still here, I caught some of your live. Sometimes, I'm chiming in, and other times I'm there and I, not as active in the chat as it should be. Mr. Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty. But I like how he pulls up like Book of Faces and he pulls up stuff, gives him those talking points. Well, I think I covered all those things. So Garrel and Jane, you're on in like 25 minutes, right? What time are we on? 30 minutes. But I'll be out before that. It's a helicopter. Did you already look that up, Blazer? You already got the flight patterns going on. You guys are so quick. Do we have the ETA of electric? No? I'm talking marching? Never mind. Electrician. No ETA, no notice, no nothing. Okay. You are on it, Blazer. That's excellent. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, yeah, I'm it's not about the snark so much as it's about so paying attention to who's paying attention and so paying attention to who gives a shit. You can't, human, there's an ego there, but there's also like it's not in alignment with how they present themselves, especially when they're like, hey, pay to come do this. Really? Oh, hi, Aaron. Okay. What's going on 30 minutes? Okay, Daryl, over at Midwest Night Watchers. 6 p.m. Central is 4 p.m. here. Oh, why am I keep thinking? Oh, 4 p.m. I kept thinking 4 p.m. your time, so 2 p.m. mine. But you're right. It's always been 4 because Lawrence and I always start at 5:30. Okay, there you go. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, there will be no live with Lawrence and I later. He is safe. He is well. But he, just like I am, he's back to work and he's got he's got some time sensitive stuff. And everybody out here, it shut down for a little bit, but work is continuing. So it's just in a weird way. It's all time crunch. It's all what if. It's all remote. I think, and we don't have, I don't know if set is going back up yet. Merchant's still waiting for his return back to set. He was supposed to go back. They were shooting, what he was working on was shooting on Wednesday. He wasn't there on that one. He was doing something else, but he was supposed to work Thursday, Friday, and that got canceled. So hoping, well, we don't know. We don't know if it'll be back on. Yay! Is that the live for Midwest? Yeah, Daryl. So with their show, it's nice to be in the chat. It's a really good group of people. In fact, if it wasn't for Garrel and Jane, I probably wouldn't be still doing this. So thank you, Garrel and Jane, for that. So it's really good to connect with the community on there. And I'm sharing that aspect because I'll be there, but everything permitting. And stop messing with the time, Daryl says. Yeah, why did I have that in my head? So weird. See, it's a little wonky. Everything's a little off. Other than that, thank you so much for sharing that GoFundMe around. I saw some friends do that. My little buddy in my class who lost everything, they've raised a good, healthy chunk to get them on their feet. And I think we also had another community member offer up a space for them, at least for the next couple of weeks, so they can just settle in because they've been couch jumping. And it'd be nice for them to be under their own roof by themselves, not with a bunch of other, you know what I mean? You want to have your own safe space to mourn with your family, and then they can make their plan. So that's been going really well. I'm noticing a lot of GoFundMes. Oh yeah, that's what I needed to share. A lot of GoFundMes going around. Be mindful of the spammers and the scammers. Trust who your source is coming from, and it's not just GoFundMe. But I also wanted to share. Oh, my sweet friend. Let me look on here. So one of my parents, her mother owns a thrift shop, Echo Park. She's got everything at a fire station in Echo Park. Let me give the address really quick. I want to share this because the Central City Action Committee, 534 East Edgware Road in Los Angeles. It's right off the 101. It is a fire station, but inside is it's the Central City Action Committee. It's a thrift store. Everything's for the taking. It's not even donation based. If anyone in the Echo Park, Los Feliz, Mount Washington, downtown, anybody smoked out, anybody lost anything, anyone, just hunkering down there after they escaped Eaton Fire or one of the other ones, you can go there and just get what you need. They have a lot of resources there. Let me just throw that right in, unless Blazer beat me to it because you're so fast. 534 East. This will be on, I think this will air everywhere when I post it. Edgeware. Looks closer to Brown Dwarf, who has some clear skies himself, but I think he's still under air quality issues. 90026. Okay. Just look that up. If you have heard anybody that needs any immediate help in that area. Now, there's also, I reshared a couple places in Pasadena. Charlie shared the other day, I think that was Friday we went live, that there was a school in Pasadena that I think we'll be doing it again this week. There's a lot of stations. I think here's the problem. And up here in Santa Clarita, tons of places to do donation drop-offs. I've been filling the garage with all this purge stuff. However, I see your question, Peaceful Penguin. Let me answer that. My bit is, like my little student, they needed a safe space to be before they can take on the donations because they had nowhere to put it and their cars are filled. So now I think there's going to be, even some places are saying we can't take any more donations. They're max capacity. So the donations are amazing. I just telling people to be mindful. Don't be discouraged if they're not accepted, and hold on to them, because we're going to have waves of needing this stuff. So it might not be in need right now, but it will be in need at one point. So like up here, there's been a lot of places say, where can I bring my stuff? I want to help the victims. And a lot of places are just saying, we'll hold it for you for this amount of time, but it's coming out in waves. So just stand tight and I'll always announce if there's another place that's in need there. So Peaceful Penguins question, do you have music class with your kids, Heidi? Absolutely. So they have a singing class and they also have a strings class. At third grade, they're to choose a string instrument, usually a cello, a violin, or a viola. And they learn sheet music and notes, and it's the hand-eye coordination. It's beautiful chakra work. So we also work with a recorder and a professional singing teacher, one of which I'm going to be doing a show with soon, once it calms down here. So yes, absolutely, we do singing with them. We do songs and rhymes with everything. We do a lot of movement, but and in fact, tomorrow they have a singing class, and then Tuesday will be their instrument class, and it's very, very, very much a good therapy for them. So I think that's what you're referring to, Peaceful Penguins, to have them do some music to get some things out. We have a handpan in our class too, right, Jane? Oh, hi, Jane. I saw your hi, Heidi. I didn't know. We have a handpan in our class too that one of our students likes to use. Hi, Clay. It's good to see you. I caught you guys just for a little bit last night. Um, oops. Whoops. Wait. Her story narrated live. No more whitewash family history. Ooh, wait, I missed something. Okay. Hi, Chiro. Hi, Angel Wings. You too. Nice to see you. Latchkey Hustle. Good to see you. How's your family, Latchkey? I think you have a GoFundMe as well for your parents. Oh boy, that. Hi, Angel. Oh, sorry, I jumped a little far ahead. Um, just want to make sure I did not miss. Okay, there's that address. Oh yeah, I hope your family's doing okay. Here's Latchkey's mom's GoFundMe. His family was in Altadena. Lost everything. Police blocked road at Pasadena one yesterday. Oh, they did. You mean that's where the supplies, they blocked the road where the supplies were. What? They've been so helpful. Like here's what something else I wanted to share. Jen, sorry, not sorry. So I'm going to say it. We have some hot mustache mofo firefighters up here, man. Let me tell you, with not every firefighter in LA is wearing flannel. So I'm noticing some of the butchy ones downtown in West Hollywood and things like that, but they're not everywhere. We've got some really divine masculine first responders. So that's my little joke about the stashes. And I see them like every other day at our local Kroger because we've also, fortunately, we have a fire station nearby. Her story, no more whitewash family. Oh, of course, Latchkey, you got it. That's what we got to do. We do what we got to do. This is the community. This is the community reach that is so incredibly important. Oh, yeah, Clay, I'm happy to see you. How are you doing, Clay? My mom and stepdad just left my house. Lots of emotional highs and lows. Thank you all for the support. I'm so sorry, Latchkey. So this GoFundMe right here is for Latchkey's family. Latchkey Hustle. I'll share that with Lawrence too. He still loves your handle. We won't be live tonight, Latchkey, but I'll share this with him. He's asking how you're doing. These are the things we can do. And like I was sharing with my little student in class who lost it all, and I have been in the position, even with people who think I'm not, where I can't even give a penny. Like every penny is allocated for the family, that for survival. But what you can do is you can share them. You can share these GoFundMe's. You can just, this is what social media is for. Spread that kind of stuff. Share it. And when you do share, I strongly suggest to add a little personal bit of why you know this person, why you, not just, I found this and I shared it because of the scams and the shams going on. Like, we have so many going on for our little school communities. We'll say, we know this family via homeschool, or I know personally this child as my daughter's kid or friend or something. Add a little personal note because some things, just it's times like these that the mofos come out. Oh, speaking of which, and Carol, this will answer. I think you were asking me about this on my live 2 days ago, and I didn't see anything on it. But what's with that? I shared the video on my IG, but what's with there's a lady on the news in Hollywood Hills saying that there are rentals coming up and little scooters, rental scooters of hundreds of men coming up in these neighborhoods. Are you hearing this, Martin? men coming up into these neighborhoods, now some of which are not even burned down yet, but they're in the line of fire, and they're raiding, they're looting. And they're all like, let's go there. I mean, they don't seem like they live here, nor maybe possibly not from this country. That's happening. That's happening right now, and mostly concentrated in the Hollywood area. What we were talking about last time is because of the, how do we say it without getting flagged anymore? The because of those and things melting, people are just collecting the melting metals, which is, a win-win because nothing's trackable and traceable. But now there's looting in actual houses that aren't even gone down yet, either because people are evacuated and fleeing. So they're like, perfect. Or like this woman watching them was so, hell bent. I mean, all in those kind of situations, you're focused on your own family. So she's just working on her own house, but noticing what's happening in the neighborhood, but focused on her own house. Come to find out later, she's like, oh my gosh, my neighbors were robbed right under my nose. Not cool. Now, those are the kind of shit I'm like, let's put our attention on getting those mofos, please. Crazy stuff. Were you hearing that at all? Did you see that thing I posted? That was the Are you Angel Rings? Angel Rings is going live later, getting some clearing and cooking while I listen, but that's crazy stuff going on. I feeling like they're trying to force it to burn to hide stuff going on. I don't know. I don't know about that because not everything's here. I mean, I hear you, Angel Wings, and yes, I am in somewhat of an alignment with that. But I don't think things are just hidden in people's houses. We got stuff across the planet. Remember Five Eyes? We've got the Royals, we got the Vatican, we got a lot of places, and things aren't just so tangible anymore. It's all cyber, it's all cloud, there's it's still we're still able to get evidence. Let's just say that. There's enough evidence to do a lot of takedowns. So again, here's my Debbie Downer moment of let's see what transpires. Let's see what side of history this whole event will be on. Because I understand the whole burn the thing down, but as far as celebrities, that's one of like 5 houses of Diddy's, and most people are rarely here unless they're working. There's only some full timers that really are here all the time. Crew is here all the time, producers and things, they're here a lot. Here's the Booth family again. Oh, thanks, Carol. This is my little dude. He's just a sweet pea. I talk about Peaceful Penguin instruments. This boy can play cello. Like he will be a headliner one day. And I'm just like, oh, I bet you he took his cello. I hope he took his cello. I have one if he doesn't. I'm looking at my son's now because my son switched from cello to guitar. Yeah, when is your live? Tell us the time. You have a great news video about the looters. Okay, Blazer, me too. Now, I don't think you're on Instagram. Check my Instagram. Make sure, is it the lady with the glasses? If it's a different one, I'd love to take that because I want to add it to it. Okay, I think I'm behind. Multiple vans with 40 plus dudes. Come on. What the actual? Are you kidding me? Honestly, they would never get up our hill. Like I said, every house here is locked and loaded. And when we moved up to this neighborhood, Joe Biden was everywhere. So we're home for entertainment purposes only, people. People put their fine china and stuff in their pools and left. Well, that's smart, actually. I also saw some really great video. And honestly, if we were in our old house that had a pool, Giant would be on this. But you can get your own, what the heck is it called? Almost like a vacuum, like a generator that will suck out the pool your water, and you do it yourself. People are saving their own properties that way. I know resources are slim, but this is not the first we've been hit this hard. I will say that. Maybe in this manner, I haven't seen the zoos so much here before other than Paradise. So probably haven't seen it the way we've seen it. And I won't even start. But if you want, I know it's finally trickling, but I personally been talking about this since like smart fridges. I'm pointing like we have when we don't. The smart stuff came out. post after post. I'm collecting, and it's not about me to merge it and go, see, I knew, because we all deep down know. But when that stuff was coming out, even when I moved in my rental with my kids by myself, 2017, before that crazy surrounded by fire, I was pulling it out of the wall, and I made him change, I changed the lock at the front door. I did not want a smart door. I didn't want anything smart on the house. And that's the talk now. So yes, we saw that. We knew that. We called that. I think everybody online kind of called it in their own way in the past several years. We just forgot about it. But I think that has a lot to do with a lot of things. We talked about that 2 days ago. People put their 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. and you're central. Oh boy, that means 7 or 8 for me. I'm winding full down. I've had a very long garage experience at that time. Oh, here's Angel Wings live. So she'll be live tonight. It's a school night now. That's right. I do have to go back to work. So I will not be there, Angel, but I'll catch the replay. They have vans like that, Jason H. They definitely have no, 40 would be multiple vans. Sprinter vans can hold like 22, I think it is. That's like the Sprinter passenger pass vans. 20 seems like a lot. How many would pass van? Well, those are pass cargo. Same thing in set. When you have to take people around on off location and stuff, you all get you have a Teamster drive you around in a pass van or in the location scout and stuff. I'm trying to think how many those hold. So it would take several vans, I would think. Oh, Clay played a viola at school. I'm telling you, I got some musicians around me. Clay, it's been the coolest thing. My son switched to guitar, but my daughter's picking it up now and just doing by ear and doing stuff. She learned in 3rd grade cello. She's in 8th now. And I forget. I'm like, my gosh, this girl has had like string classes since then. And she learns music and she can read notes. I think it's beautiful. I love having this for them. I'm clearing a lot during okay. 3rd grade hot cross buns. That's what my 3rd graders did last year. Yes. I can hear it in my sleep. Smart meters for utilities. Yep. It's like you can't opt out in a way anymore. Look at the high-speed rail versus wildlife map. Yep. Oh, that's where you type multiple vans. Oh, I didn't see that, Blazer. Yep. All of the above, you guys. Absolutely, Carol. Yep. Now, every time I'll see something pass through, I'm like, yep. But I don't give my personal attention to it because I realize I need to anchor and amplify. That's the job. That's the mission at this point. I totally understand the detective work out of state. Totally do. But I had a person loosh bomb me, not knowing me personally. I was just in a thread, but I said I was in LA and they were bombing me with shit. And they don't even live here. And like what I should do and what I need to do. And you gotta flee right now. I'm like, do I really? Or have I actually prepared and I'm ready to go to be on the front lines? Like it sounds silly, but it's almost like you can't run away and let everything fall down. You do have to amplify at some point. There's got to be some true warriors out there that amplify. And my mission is the kids. I'm not going to have them all of a sudden go, well, where'd Miss Heidi go? Well, she got scared and left the state. That's going to be good. That's going to be trauma for 20 kids in their generations too. Absolutely not. Plus, like I said, Giant hooked us up. We're set. If anything, they need to be coming to us more. They just don't want to come up here and get stuck. People still are continuing on with their lives. Fear, face everything and rise. Amen. Sad but true, the fire will bring out the rats. They scurry from their hiding place. That's the narrative from most disaster navals. Yeah, we saw that with with Carolina, Asheville. Like I said, my dearest bestie is in Hendersonville, and it was all about the community. The community did what they needed to do to get on their feet. The community stepped up. The community made it happen. Not waiting on anything. It was the community that jumped in. Like my little dude who lost stuff. The community jumped in. They're going to have a shelter. They already have items. They are getting a fund growing, a monetary fund growing for them. The community's doing that, not the state. And that's where you got to build community everywhere you go. It's so important. On here, out in the real world, make those connections. That's what I say. Well, kind of narrowing. I think I covered all those little bits. Ask me anything though. I know there's more containment. I noticed that. Oh, watch duty. I was going to say, who's familiar with the Watch Duty app? That's the fire app you want to be on. Not only is it, it's like a boots on the ground kind of thing. It's more grassroots, but the hard part of being on this Watch Duty app is they'll give you updates every 5 seconds, like just any change of all the fires. But it is really detailed down to the second. There's timestamps, there's information, there's contact, there's services where you can go for help. Like it's all on the one app. So Watch Duty, if you haven't looked at that for your fires or anything like that, I think that's the one people should check it out because you can get it anywhere. Oh, Blazer, I see your text. Oh, no way. You're so good. How the heck do you know that? Oh my gosh. So was it going to the lake? Was that a lake? What? That looks like a missile. What are you sending me, Blazer? See, I got another update on the watch duty. Press conference scheduled for 2 p.m. regarding the latest updates on the fire. Okay, that's in 5 minutes. And that's, I guess, for the Palisades. Press conference with who? I guess that will depend on what we're actually going to hear. Yeah, so something we've kept in the house for over a year now, I guess, is the Mullen, not just Mullen tea, but the drops. So those air quality peeps, my friends who are going to struggle with their lungs, everybody's starting to share their holistic homeopathic little concoctions, but you're really going to want to clean out. And it was so funny. One of the parents, my daughter's class, almost was evacuated. She's in Pasadena. But she goes, it's so weird wearing these N95s when we didn't wear them ever in 2020 or ever. But now they have to legitimately wear them because it's just smoke. I think they're still trying to protect their space, but for air quality wise, they might have to take off soon. A lot of people have been going to the outskirts. We have people that have gone to Ventura beaches and have stayed over there. We have someone out, I think in Temecula by Tim Offman. I don't think he's not on here. I think they're still okay over there because someone went that way. Someone went to Palm Springs. Some went to like Barstow, Victorville, like you're going to Vegas. And so they're up and away. And it's just for the air quality purposes. But I just feel like talk about what is left over, like Pasadena and Altadena, the houses that are left over, or any stores. That smoke damage is no joke. Like things are going to be tainted for some time. It's going to be a massive cleanup effort. Neighborhood app is good for anything going on in and around your area. Oh, I didn't know neighborhood app. Is that like next door? Or that's called neighborhood app? Okay. Ginger tea, raw honey. Yep. Turmeric. All good stuff. We really have to make sure our bodies are able to sustain this. In fact, I threw some stuff in the go bags for that kind of reason alone. Which I hope we don't have. I think the goal, especially when mentoring kids and being a mom myself, it's not to show necessarily fear and helplessness, the fear from being helpless and then having fear from being helpless, but it's fear of being then strong, like facing it. What do I need to get through this? What is everything that is in my control that I'm able to do? Have I done all those things? That's the goal in these situations, I think, regarding mentoring kids. Are you able to rise and are you able to pull your sleeves up? And smartly, are you is so in tune with yourself that you will get the hit when it's time to go? Big, big, big one. I've had that one for a long time, especially when moving up here too. It was like we had these difficult conversations. Are we going to know when it's time to go? And then we have to trust that we're where we're supposed to be for a reason, and that we are connected to source enough to know that if it's time to go, we'll know when it's time to go. That's my point. As far as I know right now, though, it's a bit of a beacon. We're a little bit of it's hope. It's hopeful. I think our whole neighborhood is. We could help a lot of people. So it's that's the mission, I think, is more help than flee. Adapt, improve, overcome. Absolutely. Corey Minor. Heidi, I listened to you and your dad smiling. You remind me so much of your dad. Oh my gosh. Is that not the best compliment I've ever gotten? Thanks, Corey. How are you? Oh, my dad. Corey used to work with my dad. In fact, Corey, I remember when you dressed up as Santa Claus for my birthday. And I think I knew it was you because your birthmark, but my birthday's in November and I had a Christmas birthday. Hi, Corey. Nice to see you. I tell you what, Corey, I've been calling in my dad's protection all the time. And sure enough, being in LA, me and my family are safe and sound. Wow. Nice blast from the past. Thank you, Corey. Man, I gotta share more pictures with you, Corey, because yeah, definitely daddy's girl and definitely miss him so much. That was sweet. I don't know if he's even still in here. Thank you, Corey. Change your air filters more often. Woo, Taryn. Then change your air filters more often during these air quality risks. Oh, absolutely. You know what? Gee, you just reminded me. That was my checklist. I got to put that on my checklist in my classroom tomorrow. We have those amazing hardcore filters in every room. So I gotta check that filter. I'm just gonna change it anyway. I think I put a new one at the start of the year, but that is good call. Corey, you're so sweet. We're in Temecula getting ready too, just in case. Oh, Angelica. Okay, you are. So I had a school family head out there. They had family there. You guys still in the clear? Do you have warnings? We just have another power off warning. Which I guess it's to prevent a fire from happening because we don't have any fires in our immediate area. I think our closest is Hearst fire, which is pretty contained. Scorpios, yep. Hi, Bigfoot Dwarf. How are you? I got to get used to saying that. How are you over there? Now your live look clear, but how's the air? Can you taste it? And your power's okay, right? We got another warning for the power out, but I mean, for what purpose? What is the purpose, Giant? Is it because the winds kick up that it's trying to prevent something? I guess trying to prevent something. Because I understand the power's out in a fire area, but we don't have a fire area at the moment. Oh, that's really cool. Yes, everyone is still well. Thank you, Brown Dwarf. Just had a little teary moment. I forgot to look at my. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I also was kind of secretly hoping, unless worst case scenario might be under ice. I thought Castlewood might show up. Has it not been forever, peeps? I even wore my beavers. If you remember what that is, peach shorts and beavers. Neil, where are you? Things look clear here for now. Good. My friends who were there that we were on our way to see when we met you, Bigfoot Dwarf, they went all the way up to Carpinteria. So they're staying in Carpinteria right now. Carpinteria is clear. Actually, we went to Camarillo the other day. I think I shared that in the Friday live. That was all clear, but you can see things in the distance. So just going to get somewhere with the clear air, I think, is the goal for a lot of people right now. Everything here is calm right now, but they say more high winds are coming. I know, right, Angelica? That's the parents. They got my note about where, I'll be there tomorrow to receive anyone who's able to come in. But a lot of parents are like, I don't know if I want to. The winds are going to kick up again. So use your own discretion. Being cautious. I think we've had a full week now. People should be prepared. Really should. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're in California, there should be a medical go bag, which is our 2 red backpacks are the medical. They have the ponchos. We have those silver sheets, you give runners after marathons. What are those heat warmer things? We have glow sticks. We have whistles. We have little med kits. I threw in some hardcore like tourniquet things because I learned that from Hector's thing. And like bunch of army kind of water packs. So they look like little aluminum packs of water. So they can all stack in there. And things of that nature. And then the little go bag now for each of us, a little bag of just like change of clothes, layers. hats, things, flashlights, because it could be in pitch dark. And when it's dark up here, because we are the up and away house, is dark. What's amazing is the zero light pollution. So we were out when there was no power the other day. We just out amazed. You don't get a lot of light pollution even when the power is on. That's how kind of up and away we are. However, let's say something were to happen and you have to flee with no power. That's scary. That's dark. And we've got, the bobcats and the animals all around. Okay. Oh yeah. Let me add some of these. So we got Midwest Night Watchers coming up. Is this for their live? Oh, this is their channel. Oh, we got this one here. Let's see. Latchkey. Here's the GoFundMe for Latchkey's parents. I'm at an hour. I will wind down. Yes, Barry Littleton tonight. That's right. I will be there in the chat. Please give him my best, Carol. Barry Littleton. He's fun. He can talk. I just love it. He is. Don't forget matches or a lighter and candles. Yes, Clay, I should have finished my list. Absolutely. Matches or a lighter and candles. You know what? My little man's even got the old school flint, like a little thing. You just open the thing and you can pop off. He got it from a survival camp, and they're great to have because it can be wet and everything. But it's yeah, like a stone and steel. It's just this like flint, the spark maker thing. I'm saying all the wrong words. Yes, the upcoming live. That was for the upcoming live. Thank you. Clearing of beachfronts in Florida is still ongoing. Mounds of sand has to be cleaned from the park lot before back to the ocean, my friend shared. Oh, is that up by like Tampa? Was that is that from what would happen months ago with the storms? Oh, I bet. I absolutely bet. That's really crazy. So you're right. Let's say more of those things. So if I open it, I think the whistle's kind of important, especially because it's dark. The first aid kit, of course, the warming wraps, water. Honestly, you can get by with just water for quite a long time. And I've made the joke with the kids that I have enough supplements and vitamins that we'll be fine for 30 days if that's all we got. But just bare necessities is the key. And hey Charlie or Huck. Thanks for heads up, Carol and Barry. Yeah, that's going to be a nice one tonight. Definitely please give him my best. So I guess when you have a go bag, when you're thinking of these things, you have to think of all times a day. So yes, at nighttime, you need some sort of source of light. They make really good headbands right now, even though the gloves with the little lights on it. Oh yeah, I was going to say if you can grab a go bag, but that's all right. The bags. We're good. I'm good. I'm sharing it all. You also have to think, what time of year is it? So you have to change them periodically. When I dipped back into these over a year ago, because we were having situations again, we had actual fires, or maybe it was last summer, because I remember I almost got evacuated Father's Day, and it was more for the air quality because we had the nearby fires that shut down Disclosure Fest, basically. I went in and I realized, oh my gosh, there were diapers in there. I had not refreshed these since I had a kid in diapers, and I have an 11 and 14-year-old. Not okay. Changed out the waters, changed everything out to make sure, of course, except the obvious, like the warming sheets and ponchos and stuff. But I've got to update it once in a while. And it's not like you're walking around with packs of stuff to keep you for 30 days. You just have to think smart. Should like worst case scenario hit, just be able to be on foot just in case. You need to be on foot with enough to get you through to like your next spot. I'm choosing all the weird words. It's hard to read it at the same time. A lot of people forget their meds as well. Good call. Or their pets. So you don't forget your meds. I have extra contacts in there. My glasses or my contacts are with me at all times. Let's say there is a little rock and roll, which I don't think. I think those warnings are a facade and it's to generate more loot. They always say shoes by your bed. Shoes by your bed, cash, and your eyewear and medicines, any meds. Hopefully people get themselves to the point where they don't need anything prescription. However, if they have to be on something, there you go. But the quake thing, it's because of what happens in the pitch black. You don't know what you're stepping on. You got to have good footwear. Take your dirty laundry bin. It's the clothes you wear the most often. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I get that. I have a bug out bag to grab and go. We do here for tornadoes. Yeah. Heidi, the updating is a great point. My youngest is 9 and our bug out bag had a travel potty in it. Hello, right? That's what it blew me away. First of all, I was like, because I preach about these things, and here I didn't even update my own. So I'm just like, hypocrite. And then I'm like, "Oh, this is important. Yeah. Because I know in my mind, I told myself you don't have to update it because you'll need the diaper for something. I probably was like, it'll be a good gauze, which it would. So I left one in there. However, I didn't need like 8. So, oh, hi, Joe Fox. Nice to see you, hun. Good to see you. Thank you, sir. Wait, I lost some muscles. Where's the muscles? Thank you. Good to see you. I'm back at work tomorrow. Going to receive as many children that are able to come as possible. I'm going to hold sacred space with them. We're going to do music. We're going to do some healing art. We're going to do care shares. And yeah, that's my mission. No time to flee. I super would need a travel potty or bag with toilet paper. Oops, I shouldn't mean to say that out loud. Yep. I get that. I get that, Sandy. Pets too. I said it really quick, but it is important. Some of us make our pet food like just part of our people food. If I'm making steak, make some extra to add to some things, but have enough of a supply of that. Because I've heard tales of friends who've had to flee, especially the last big quake in the 90s, and they lost their pets, not due to them freaking out, but they were hungry. They were searching for food and never came back. So make sure your pets are taken care of. And that's with the water part too, a vessel to hold the water. We have that collapsible little thing, which is a great space saver. It can also dangle from your keychain. And oftentimes that's enough. Even the caps, I mean, worst case scenario, the caps of the water is something for the pets. And also, yeah, you got to do there's one of those lifesaver filters, and that's the hardcore stuff. So when we go to Vasquez Rocks to hike, I don't know if you've seen my pictures, that is actually along the Pacific Crest Trail. So you can see the diehards going through the actual Pacific Crest Trail hikers that go from, how far down is it? Is it Mexico? All the way up? My nephew did that. He did just a chunk of it. Anyway, you could see how much they have to bring around. But I remember watching that video on that not a documentary, a movie about that. And she had her little life straw for like the swampy areas and stuff. So I do think everyone should have one of those just in case the water gets tainted. We do have warnings, not us where I live, but I wouldn't have regular tap water anyway. I don't think many people would any, but even the tap water, it has to be, boiled. They're giving all the water warnings right now just to drink. Oh, thanks, Joe Fox. Midwesterners, go outside first to check tornadoes before taking cover. Ooh, perfect. How do you take cover for those? Do you just stop, drop, and hide? Do you because the Midwest has the basements, right? Do you have a basement there, Carol? That was such a weird transition coming here. I think because of our terrain, unless of course you're a globalist elite connecting to the tunnels. Nobody has a basement. Copies of birth certificate. Thank you, Latchkey Hustle. That was what I asked him this morning. I go, I got this stuff. Do you have our birth certificates, our passports? Your mom is jumping through hoops now trying to get those replaced. Oh, I'm so sorry, Latchkey. Yep. And that's something I guarantee you my little buddy in my class didn't grab either. I don't know though. But copies of all that stuff is important. And I know, I hear my little voice already going, hey, good, then you're off the system. Say, fuck it and start fresh. But to get your life kind of back moving again, it's good to have all those things. A good sharp knife, useful as well. Totally. Yes, thank you. Do I have that? Ooh, I'll get my son to get all his out. He loves collecting those. And he's got his amazing knife carving set and everything, knives. But he's got a lot of those cool switchblades, and he gifted one to the giant for Christmas. So we had to bring all those. The survival straw, that's what it's called. Yeah, where you can just be drinking anywhere, really. Yeah, it was so crazy. It's so funny. I had this little funny mom chat with some people, because some granola, the homeschool mom, there's a lot of precautions that some families take. They don't want one ounce of microplastic, or, they really do their due diligence to make sure they have such a clean household. And I was noticing one of my pills, it was all glass for the waters. And I asked her, I go, do you by chance have any of the plastic drums? I know you don't want the microplastics, or do you have anything that won't break in a quake? Well, and you could just see it go like, and the straws you have, because I mean, it's nice to have, and it contains the purest, cleanest kind of water, but it's going to be useless if it falls off a shelf or if it gets smushed and crushed. You'll lose all the water, and now you have glass everywhere. So I have one of those crazy cool filters with a glass decanter. However, I've saved a ton of jugs, and I have a bunch of plastic things that I have filled it with just for the what ifs. I mean, if you're in survival mode, you're going to drink Dasani if you have to. And if you work on set, when you see Dasani water, you're like, shit, that water sucks. I just moved to the Midwest, and apartments don't have a basement. Okay. There you go. I think you have to get to the interior posts, right? The interior walls, if that's the case. A water purifier kit too, to have less to carry. Yes, that's like the life straw, I think. I also have a little bottle, because I take the chlorine dioxide, 1 and 2. That's like my little parasite thing I do. Ding, ding, ding. I probably just got flagged. However, you can buy the water filtration pellets at camping stores, and we have a little jar of that. It's a glass jar, but it's cushioned in a diaper. Those would be something great to have as well, because that way you can purify a whole jug. Something to think about. Thank you for saying these, you guys. This is fantastic. Yes, we have basements, but no tunnels. Of course, Carol. Start digging. I've been following bushcraft for several years. Useful knowledge. Nice. That sounds like there's a woman that my son Clay did this survival camp with, and they call her Bush Magoo, or Magoo Bush, Bush Girl. And she was one of the first contestants on Naked and Alive. So that's her passion. And she used to take kids in her van to go through Griffith Park, where the observatory and the planetarium are and stuff, and to do these little survival treks. And they would start with like nothing, and they'd have to forage for water and food and make shelter. And a really cool program. Anyway, I was trying to get my class to do it last year, and then come to find out she's taking it to the next level. She bought this incredible property just north of LA, and she's going to do a whole like camping, or all ages kind of thing, like come out here now, be totally off grid, off Wi-Fi and everything, and survive. And so those kind of classes, actually, all ages, it's not a bad thing to do once in a while. First of all, like I was teaching with my kids last year when we were the outdoor class, and we had to build shelters and things. It's not too bad to empower yourself knowing that you accomplished something, and to know, wow, I did that. Like I just purified my water, or I just changed a tire, or I just built a shelter, and I could survive if it was a rainstorm. Like those kinds of things really change you as a person, mentally, emotionally, physically, everything. So yeah, the studies have shown good solid boots or footwear most people don't ever consider. Yes, Joe Fox, really important too with the rocks and rolls, because you don't know what's going to fall and smash. You don't know what you're going to step on. And gosh, imagine a glass injury in your foot and you just started survival mode. Hell no. Yes, Blazer, pumpkin seeds remove parasites for entertainment purposes only. Got to keep throwing that on there, because we know how these clowns work. Survival camp is awesome. It is. And those were young kids. That was young kids. I like seeing that she's all ages. So she's going to, it's just not a bad thing to do. And if you are, I did move here from the city of Chicago, where I was 8 years, but Portland, Oregon, I've lived all kinds of terrains, and your flight or fright instinct kicks in, and your instinct is to survive. So you're going to do what you got to do. The point is, have you conditioned and worked on your humanity side long enough that you don't turn into a looter and, oh, you have something, I'll have something, like, can you be of service during survival? That is a tricky road for some people. Some say they are, and then come to find out they panic, or, push everybody out of the way while they flee. You don't know sometimes. So putting yourself in those scenarios, even if they're fake scenario of survival, you can test your skills a little bit and see, holy shit, I can do it. It's not just for the giants like I have. Like, we're not just supposed to, if a disaster happens, go, giant, what do we do? Protect us, which is, we do that every day. But I want to play my part. I need to step in. Can I make a tourniquet? Can I set a brake? Can I push start a car? There's a lot of things you could be doing to get the control back for yourself, to feel empowered enough to make it through certain things. There's a lot of people who said, haven't you left yet? Why haven't you left yet? Now I can get all emotional and be like, I'm 25 years and I have my roots here, my children born and raised, blah, la, 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 la. There's that. There's also, there's so many thoughts to this, but like I said, kind of in the beginning, I declared, I didn't just think I was going to do it. I declared it, and I began this mission of assisting children. I'm not going to leave that one because I'm going to cause more harm than good. I trust my survival instincts, and I trust myself through trauma so far, enough so that I will be there when tomorrow when the class opens. If it opens, I will be there to assist others. That's the point. That's why we're not going to go yet. And what we've done, what the Giants done, is set us up so well that we're going to be strong until whatever happens, whenever anything happens, and we're going to be supplied enough to help others. So no, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving with just a car full and to start somewhere new after traumatic event. I'm going to stay where I've positioned myself to be safe and outreach. And I think a lot of people I know are doing the same. So no, I have so many pals, so a lot of homeschool people leave in 2020, and a lot of them went to Texas, and some came back. And I said, okay, they had the means to do that. Now, financially, it wasn't even an option for us, but I have no desire to move in Texas. Plus, I lived there for 5 years, and I'm not going to again. But I also, that's not my thing. I love I love the terrain, and I love the West Coast, and now I did tell Gerald Jane, Midwest is my back pocket. So if the giant didn't come in our life, I always think he came right before lockdown. Where would I be? The kids and I would probably be at my sister's. So Erin, we would be neighbors. Erin Moriarty and I. I know there's back pocket options. However, I feel like it's almost like the last option. There's work to do here. We have to save it. I don't think we're going to fall in the ocean. I'm not going to make any predictions or dates or anything either. Sarah Connor mode activated 1,000%, Blazer. Which reminds me, I got to do some push-ups. She had arm goal. I had arm goals when I watched her. For educational purposes only, totally. So since Midwest Night is not on just yet, I'm going to keep babbling for a bit because I was about to jump over there. And then I realized I'm all messed up with my times again. Here's again, Latchkey Hustle's parents. You guys are really good with this. Thank you so much. Oh, the video. Latchkey Family's video. If you want to know why you're donating to Latchkey's parents, take a look at this video. And if you're on Facebook or Rumble, this is on the YouTube chat. If you can't click on it on the screen, you can go to my YouTube chat. That's where a lot of these links are. I'll try to add it in after the fact. I gave that mini update I gave this update after my live from Friday, that when we were live, right before I started, so a staff member was evacuated, and that was the Granada Hills one that started. And it's right across from the Hearst one. So by that evening, that family was already back in their house. Those firefighters mean business. And that also, I was telling you, that whole thing was all around the water treatment area. So yeah, direct access. This should not be a problem. And sure enough, they handled it. They're dealing with a lot of smoke and issues from the Hearst fire, which is, I think, mostly contained at this point. But they as well have direct access to our water treatment facility. So now all that reservoir is gone, I bet. Whew. So speaking of filtering your water, we're probably back to that now. And again, if you are by chance in California, Temecula as well, if you're still on here, keep your tank topped off. We know that from earthquake drills and things, but situations like this, was it last night, Blazer, or the night before? Blazer's texted me like, pipeline just closed, you might run into some problems. You should really get some gas. And I just said one thing to the giant. He did one little check and he's like, we were out topping everything off and getting our reserves. Now, whether that's going to be because I think it's already open. I know it's some protection from the fires and stuff, but considering how nefarious everything has been so far, you just don't know anymore. So it literally is all about just taking precautions, empowering yourself as much as you can, not being a sitting duck. That's what I say. No fate but what you make, totally. Unless you're from Norse mythology, then your fate is in the gods. Self-defense tools. Ooh, good one, Penguin. Yeah, we'll be locked and loaded if we in our kits. And yes, I know how to use. And we all do really well with knives. I do have swords right here. Should probably throw those in. But I also feel like not calling in anything trauma, but again, you have to be prepared, right? You have to be prepared for anything. More self-defense than anything. Not give me all your water. It's more like get the fuck off my water. Fake it till you make it. Oh, TKB, good to see you. Very good to see you, hon. I'm still babbling over here. And hi, Ike. Hi, Poncho. Nice to see you. How's this? My little warning came on again. Fuel preservation in your jerry cans keeps gas good for 2 years. Oh, Giant's got to know that. If he doesn't, I'm going to tell him. Blazer for the win again. I'm sure he must know that. He was so ticked because we had someone help to get before anything went down. We were already connected, generator and everything. But then when push came to shove and we did it, it doesn't do the whole light up your whole house thing. Not like we'd run around and turn everything on, but, at least though our main like fridge, deep freeze, some main things were working. I have a gas stove, so I just have to light it, things like that. So good note. Thanks, Blazer. Super soakers again, Aaron. I know. Well, I'll probably make a joke about that with them tomorrow. That'll definitely be a joke, but I don't think they'll want us to bring any on campus. Although, so here's the thing with the campus. I know the hot spots to go to. We already have emergency evacuation route. And then from being the outdoor classroom, I had to sit down with these kids going, scenarios can play out. We as a team need to have a plan. Nothing like fear, like there's a quake coming, there's a fire coming. It's just we're the outdoor classroom. Last year we were, and we need to be prepared. There was one big storm that we had to flee inside the building. However, what if, the fire coming over the hill, the shake. So we already mapped out so many little routes that would be safest for us and where the water spigots are. We found, we also found what trees, if should they go down in any way, where are we safest? Like we mapped this stuff out. I have a lot of new kids this year though, so we'll get them up to date with everything. Here's again the student from my class. There's his GoFundMe. My little cello dude. Remember, the criminal trend is to have 3 or more armed criminals. Always consider there's more of them than you, and a getaway driver. Ooh, we're going there, aren't we, Pancho? I see that, especially with all those little mofos running through the hills right now, looting mofos. They are definitely in packs of people. What about, and I know you guys are on top of this new stuff. What's this lady? There's a lady that's been arrested for the arson in Palisades. I'm just confused. Are they just starting to throw out old alphabet agency dead people now, or are they just trying to pin it on things to make things go away, or change the narrative of geoengineeringwatch.org, or what? Someone's coming in. Oh, I didn't even know you were out. Way to be observant of my family. Keeping an eye on everybody. Penguin blue waving tear. Aw. Thank you guys. Yeah. Hit that thumbs up, hit that notification, blah, blah, blah. I love that you say that. I don't mean to say blah, 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 but truly it's really the community build, because it's nice to be able to jump on here and have these in-person cyber conversations on point, and we're developing relationships. I think their paid actors go to jail to cover their work. That's what I think too, TKB. TKB from his mouth to the screen. I'm right there with you. And he went outside and I missed it. I got to ask him about the fuel preservation in the jerry cans. I'd make my notes all the time. So we covered the Go Kits. We covered what the current events. We covered what's expected in the classroom with these kiddos. I don't even expect. I think maybe half will be there. I assume. It's interesting the mentality, but as the parent, yeah, I would want my kid to have a sense of normalcy, get back to their daily rhythms. So that's why, and we are also, our learning center happens to be out of harm's way as far as fires. It's the air quality we're keeping an eye on. In the meantime, we're going to make sure our rooms are pumped out, and all our rooms. So let's say we're stuck inside, we can at least go visit each other. But I think it is important, especially if I safely can get down there and get home. I want to be there for them. I want to greet them. I want to hug them. I want to start creating this healing frequency within them. And then they can take that and bring that home to their families. So then you can spread it that way. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, guys. Every good plan needs a Lee Harvey to take a fall. You're right. Holy smokes, you're right. They're getting so sloppy, Carol. Oh my gosh. What is even one of the last big ones? I mean, they seem to be happening so often, but they were wearing the exact same thing Lee Harvey was wearing. It was like subtle. So subtle nowadays. It's crazy. Okay, 3-minute goodbye. So we're still okay. I still have power. Electrician guy didn't even come yet, which is fine. I am loading up all of my things for my class tomorrow. I've got my crystal, even more crystals coming. Going to have some comfort foods and teas. We are going to do a lot of projects. I'll update you how things are going with everybody. And again, if you didn't hear before, in Echo Park, there is a thrift store within an old fire station, and they're they just come in and get what you need. It's not about donation. A lot of these places are kind of stepping forward in that sense, saying, and not about the looters. I mean, we're talking communities that have lost everything or totally displaced. Big shout out to our fabulous little community who rose to the occasion. We've been, there's been a lot of hustling. There's been a lot of open doors of helping one another. And I think that's pretty amazing. Or we're still putting ourselves out there for others. Just not many people want to come up this high. We picked up some Onyx wine glass, yummy energy. Oh, cool. Yeah, so I'll keep you all up to date. Thank you, Hipster Park. Yeah. Thank you for staying in touch. Brown Door, thank you for your lives, because you're keeping it real for me over on that side of town that it's not my daily path. So thank you for keeping boots on the ground there. I'll give some boots on the ground for another area, which I'm not going to say on live, tomorrow. And as or will we all? Honestly, since we've been talking, the wind died down considerably. So thank you. I think you guys did that. So thank you very much. Not a lot of peeps like to play the love and light game. I get it. I also, I was bad with those memes. Really bad with those memes. I think the one that I lost a lot of mom friends about, even not this is years ago, but the thoughts and prayers one, because I'm like, yeah, take your thoughts and prayers and shove them where they don't shine. Now, having done the energetic work literally with humans, myself, and seeing the change, I know how powerful we truly are in our own right, just in our mind, body, and our will. So holding that close and not caring what the naysayers say, thank you. Thank you for your thoughts and prayers. Thank you for directing your energy in a loving way in this direction. That makes a difference. Believe it or not, it makes a hell of a difference. And there is our war on information. There is an information war and a war on consciousness. I'm going to get you any way they get you. So if you can have shields up and you can hold the light and amplify it, you're needed and of service. So thank you. Thank you for that. That didn't kind of come out the way I wanted it, but that's what an improv is. So one love. Thank you guys. Thank you, TKB. Oh, well, you have to tell me about this crazy rabbit hole, Angel, offline. Let's talk offline. Awesome. Thank you very much, Angel. I will do my best. I'll at least give you a support and a thumbs up because seriously, peeps, there are so many amazing good shows out there. One last little thing to say. Even if you cannot sit and commit to a whole thing, don't forget, even just the like, the subscribe, that notification, sharing it, all of that stuff matters, not just for the algorithms, but to keep our community closer. The more active I've been the last 2 months with Brown Dwarf, he's one of the first I see now. And that's important. It's important, especially in times like these. We want us to stay connected, and we're connecting in the back channels too. So I'm not shy to chat in private messenger. I also text. So feel free to reach out offline and keep that communication line open. Hello from Chile. I'm signing off, but it's very good to see you, my dear. Peace and love, and I will see you all at Midwest Night Watchers chat. Thank you, guys. Thank you for this. Anything else that comes in? Oh, Area 51, where the hell you been? Nice to see you. I'll bug you in chat. Anything else comes in, I will let you know, but this is just halfway. We're in the halfway point, so wish us luck. Okay, smell you later. Be well. More to come. Oh yeah, here's my fun little t-shirt.